So what are we doing right now?
All right, well, we're trying to fit the match barrel to this particular pistol. And the first thing we want to do is make sure that we have enough room for the barrel to go inside between the frame and the slide without being lifted too much by the frame bed or the barrel bed on the frame. Okay, this is how it works. All right, let me show you. We'll put the barrel in. And this is what we call a work bushing, which is a loose bushing. This way, you don't have to use a wrench every time you have to take it off and on. It's just much easier than using a bushing that's already fitted. See, I can do that with my fingers. Okay, now, you didn't see it in the video before, but let's see if we gained anything. Yes, we did. You see the up and down is more. Now we have more clearance. Okay?
Okay.
If I do it one more time, I think we're probably going to achieve what we're trying to do. And that's to give them more clearance. You know clearance?
I don't know Clarence,
You don't know clearance? I don't either. I used to know clearance, but he moved away.
but he's not here right now.
Oh, I gotta do this, of course. So you put the barrel on the bed and it's put down forward and slide it forward and aft. This way it'll make a mark and it'll tell you where the barrel is being pushed up by the barrel bed. This way you're not working in the line. You can do this a few times to leave some good marks for you. Okay, that should be enough. And then now, we'll take a look on the good light. I can see the line right here. I don't know if you can see it with the camera, but there it is right there. You see it? Okay, on the right, and let's check the left. Okay, the left as well. Can you see that line right there?
Yep. Right now it's a little silver exposed, right?
Right, okay,
Yeah.
right. It took the blowing off.
Yep.
And that's what's pushing the barrel up. And not giving us enough clearance between the slide and the frame of the barrel. So what do we have to do? Well, quite simple. If it's quite a bit, then you want to take it over to the milling machine using a special cutter, machine it. But since we don't have to do so much, we're just going to do it with a file. In this case, I don't need to take that much off.
Now, have you ran into situations where you have to take a lot off?
Yes.
And how long does that take to?
Well,
to
if I
move it?
take it over to the mill, it doesn't take that long.
But you have to like measure and then do it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, you keep checking. You keep putting the barrel in and the slide on as you go along until you get what you need.
Okay.
You know. But since this is not that much, by the time I get it set up and all level and everything, I could be done.
Okay.
This is not that much. But if I have to remove any more than this, then I use the milling machine. Okay. So I don't think I'm going to have to cold brew it again. I think this is going to be enough. So let's go over to the other side, and you can see the line on the other side is a little more faint than the other side. That means that it's bearing more on this side than it is on this side. So this is more faint, and it's a little tougher to see. So I got to get the right light. There it is. Okay. And file that one down. Don't be afraid to use the file. You can't really get in trouble. You really can't take off too much.
So when you use the Dremel, you run into trouble.
Well, no, we don't use Dremel on this. Okay.
No one's allowed to use a Dremel.
Well, Dremel is good in certain things, but not for this. Okay. All right. That should probably give us about the proper amount of clearance. See what I mean about the work pushing? Because as I do the barrel fitting, moving right along, I'm going to be taking this bushing on and off quite a few times. So that's why I don't want to use a fitted bushing, because it's a hassle with a wrench and all that. This is much easier. Okay, so let's take a look and see what we accomplished. Oh yeah, look at the difference in the gap. You see that? We've got twice as much clearance now as we did when we started.
And that's what, maybe 2 sheets of paper?
That's probably about 3,000 or 4,000, maybe 5,000, which is all you need. Plus, we already had clearance. We just didn't have enough clearance. So I'm assuming that this is probably going to be about 7,000, 8,000 altogether. Well, no more than 10 anyway. Okay. Now the barrel has a lot more up and down play. You see that? Before it wouldn't really move up and down very much. You see how much what I have accomplished?
Yep.
Okay, before we were about here, about there. Now we're down here. All right.
Okay.
So now, after this, what we got to figure out, not we, but I don't have a mouse in my pocket. It's just me. Okay, now we know that the barrel width on the hood is 15 thousandths wider than the breech face. So now we need to figure out how much you take per side. We don't know how much, but there's a way to figure it out. Like I said before, it's 15,000. We just can't divide that by half and say, well, I'll take half from one side and half from the other, because that's not true. You may have to take most of it on one side, or a little bit from one side, more from the other side. And I'm going to show you right now how you work that out and how you figure it out.
Okay.
We're going to use a milling machine. We're not going to mill anything. We're going to use a milling machine as a measuring tool. Okay?